Hi everyone. I just wanted to share this video. I am in the process right now of watching Nanny Joe on the road. She's a nanny that takes care of little ones and goes around and helps families. If you haven't seen her, she's on TV, and it's just brings back memories from when my kids were little. And bedtime is the one that's happening tonight. Oh my goodness, those kids go through everything. They go through, oh, I wanted to give you a hug, crying and sobbing, I have to poop, oh, I'm hungry, like, you name it, they do it. And the parents stick together, they work together, and they are persistent. And then eventually the kids know and learn that it's time to go to bed in their own bed. This really brought me to thinking about my kids when they were in teen years. It's the same thing. They will push and push and push and push. And you need to, as parents, know what the limits are, what's okay for you. Not what's okay for Joe Blow down the street. Not what's okay, whatever, beside your neighbor. It's what's okay for you and your family. What's acceptable for you and your family. And so I was thinking about that, and it made me chuckle because, yeah, you know, our family values might be different than somebody else's. And when my kids were little, we put them to bed, and they cried and they screamed and they did all that, and we finally got through that process. Teenagers, it was a bit rough around the edges for a while, but we got through it. We survived. The one thing that I noticed that is true with the toddlers when they're trying to go to bed and teenagers in the teenage years is communication. Communication. Effective communication. That can be verbal communication and nonverbal communication. So when they're going to bed, the toddler's going to bed, you give them their warning signs, you say your words, and then you use nonverbal communication. When they're a teenager, you need to communicate with them clearly, and they need to know how to communicate with you clearly as well. Those lines of communication need to be open with each other. It can't be a one-sided street. We negotiated when my kids were teenagers, grade 9, their curfew was 9 o'clock. And they said, well, that sucks. This is stupid. Oh, blah, 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 blah. You're in grade 9, 9 o'clock's your curfew. And they said, well, that's dumb. And, had their little fit. And I said, okay, so, what is acceptable for you? Well, 10. I said, you know what? Let's make a deal. 9:30. 9:30 was the actual time that I wanted them to have a curfew for. But I said earlier, just so we could communicate and negotiate. And so these are really great skills that I teach in my classes that I offer for moms and teens. And just that communication that from when they were a toddler, same as a teenager. And it made me chuckle when I was watching this show and thinking about back to those years. I've lived through them, and so will you. I hope to see you at my Mom and Teen for teen daughters and moms, or mentors and mentees. If it's a mentor and a mentee as well, you're invited to come and to learn that, because you are an inspiration to that young girl. So I want you to come and be part of my class, and I can't wait to meet you on Wednesday. Have a beautiful evening, everyone.